Hello everybody, Drew here, tip of the Mint Flips, where I'm a full-time eBay reseller, and every 100 subscribers there's a giveaway. So if you're watching, make sure to subscribe so you have a chance to win. I've only got 9 orders going out today. One is a bigger ticket item. Sales have slowed down. It is what it is. I try not to dwell on it. Sometimes it's seasonal, sometimes it's for whatever other reason. I don't know why right now. We're listed at a really good rate. Jen has been kicking butt. We are actually, we're out of backstock. And I mean not out. I'm never out. But I mean out of available stuff for her to list. There's a few things that she's really just, avoiding or whatever. I can't blame her. We have a pile. Computer, camera, not that one. Camera. I think that's a DS, maybe another camera or something. Few electronics that we need the proprietary chargers for. So that'll be a project for maybe, I don't know, maybe today, maybe later today. Probably not. So stuff like that. But I do also have a box of inventory that I just need to film, and then we will be replenished again. So it's not a big deal. I'll probably film that today, or else she'll have nothing to do in the morning. But let's go ahead and pull the things I do know that sold. C2 is 2 vintage picture frames. They have this neat like bubble glass. I don't know if you can pick that up at all in the picture, but it's rounded in the front there. And these are almost, maybe they are like chalkware. I think these are chalkware. I picked those up for $1 for the pair. And sometimes there's those sales where it's not huge money, but you get more joy out of it than a big ticket item. And that's one of them, because I picked those up on a whim. I said, these look, vintage, maybe even antique. They look like something worth more than $1. It does have a chip here. I'm sure that was, at the very least, pictured in the listing, probably described in the listing. But who reads descriptions? Not buyers. And then that was the first time where Jen had to list something without a comp, because she couldn't find the exact ones, couldn't even really find something kind of like it. And so I said, I paid $1. I might even paid 50 cents. Whatever you come up with is going to be correct, as long as you decide it's worth selling. So she went through, and this was a while back. So it was her first time. She was not comfortable with it. She hated it. And then when it sold, I said, come here, you got to check this one out. Great sale. I think she was bummed because she thought it was gonna be big money. But I was just proud that she went through the process, and now she would be more comfortable doing something like that. And just because you can't find a comp doesn't always mean it's not worth selling. That's just something that comes with experience, if you're a beginning seller, maybe pass on something that you can't find a comp on. But once you kind of get a feel for just stuff that has a value, you can kind of take a shot sometimes, especially when your cost of goods is very low. $21.59 plus ship. I think they were $24.99 plus ship originally. Next thing going out, C5 is a vintage Sony new old stock C12345 plug of some kind. A 6-volt ACE60HG. And I got this at an estate sale. I got it on half off day for a couple bucks, few bucks. I don't remember exactly. I want to say it was 5. And I probably gave him 3 because I don't like to deal with change. I'm that person. I'll round up, pay more, so I don't have to deal with change. But for that, $29.99 plus shipping. I sent out an offer. You can get a non-Sony of this exact same thing, new, for, I don't know, $10 free ship, $15 free ship. But I saw when I was at the estate sale, I looked it up, and I saw one of those branded Sony had sold for $50 free shipping. And then Jen even listed that one, and she had listed it much lower because I didn't have that conversation with her of what I'd looked up. And I said, no. Price this one high, because I had 4 or 5 offers where people would send me a low offer, say, hey, this is way overpriced. This is all I can pay you, I said, well, then that item's not for you. That's not what I say to them, but that's what I'm thinking. Well, then I'm sorry. Maybe move along and buy one of these ones that are used. Maybe move along and buy a different one. This item is clearly not for you. I know someone is going to pay up for that, and they did. Sold via promoted listing. Don't know if that matters, but I don't know. I continue to do promoted listing. I do it at 2.1% because that is, the minimum is 2. I used to do 1.1. The minimum is 2. I only do 2.1 to put me ahead of I'm sure the large percentage of people that only do 2%. That's my thought on that. It's worked fairly well. I don't foresee me changing it anytime soon. Update on filling in the recommended item specifics. 2 things. 1, it's one of those tasks I don't think I can ever get done. I don't think it'll ever say 0. But it has not helped my sales. It could be coincidental that I did it during a time where sales are going to be down anyways, but it doesn't seem like it's helping my sales in any way. It almost seems like it's the opposite. And then I've had multiple people tell me that they saw during the eBay, I don't know, get-togethers or whatever eBay calls them, eBay conferences or something like that, that they say don't fill in the ones if they don't fit your listing. Like jewelry, if it's just a piece of metal, why would I put in the cut and carat of the diamond? Because there isn't one. But here's the issue with that. There's an option when you're filling them in to click a button and it says, do not remind me of these again. That, for me at least, only works 70% of the time, 60% of the time. The rest of the time, the next time I do end and sell similar, boom, they're back in my recommended listings, recommended specifics, item specifics. I don't want to run in this circle forever where I do a end and sell similar and then it just shoots up another 100 recommended item specifics. I don't want to do that. So that's why I'm filling them all in, because there's something in eBay system where it's not the click, do not remind me of these again, is still reminding me of them again. Am I the only one having that problem? Please let me know. I would love if it's only me. That would be icing on the cake. At least if other people are having that issue, then we get to suffer together. Next up is a Toshiba MDR. This right here, not going to pull it out, but it's a CRTV DVD player. And I paid 5 or 10. I think 10 actually. And I got $74.99 plus shipping. Got an offer on it for $70. And I had it listed, I think, $99.99. And then I went and looked and I countered to match price with the lowest one listed, which was $74.99 plus ship. And I said, well, I'm not going below the cheapest one, because if you don't buy mine, that's available for them. So that's what I went with, and they bought it. Oh, also, funny thing, on the plug, somebody sent me an offer of $24.99 and a message that said, this is all I can afford, or this is all I'm willing to do, da-da-da-da-da. If someone sends you that type of message, if it's not the price you want, ignore it and counter, because that's what I did. That's what I do all the time, and people still buy it. They magically come up with the money they didn't have 30 seconds ago. It's not a scam. It's a tactic to try to get you to accept their bid. Sometimes it's true. Sometimes that is all the money they have. I'm sorry, that item's not for you then. But I think it was with the plug, and I countered with $29.99, and they bought it immediately. So surprise, surprise, they had the money. Next thing going out, B4 is a Sylvania projector bulb. C1234. And I think it's over on B4, this one here. I'll have to check the number. What do we got here? CZA, CZB. CZA, CZB. Oh, and it said B4. I just can't read. So that is the one right there. And for that projector bulb, $19.79 free shipping. That would have been on a 10% off sale. And then next things going out, 3 items going to the same buyer, and they were listed yesterday, sold yesterday. So they either had a save search or they bought one and were like, oh, let me check their store, and bought 2 others that are very similar. So let's see if I can find these. Well, one of them does not have a SKU number, but the other 2 do, so I'm assuming they're very close to each other. It is B3D Salt Lake City Delta Airlines Olympic pin, which is this one, B3D. One of them, B3D 13. And you'll see this has been replenished with a bunch of these Delta airline type items. These all came in a Mikhail mystery box. This one was a very neat surprise. Jen was just flabbergasted that this would be worth anything, but I think this is $29.99 free shipping, $24.99 free shipping, and it's just a American Airlines little pocket calendar thing. It's really cool, but she was also mad at me because she comes out, she's like, guess how much this thing is worth. So of course my mind's already thinking, oh, you got to think more than I would have thought it was worth, because I told her at a garage sale, I would have picked this up and assumed $14.99, $19.99, which she was like, no, you wouldn't. Yes, I would. I have my hands on enough things. So I was like, I don't know, $24.99. She's like, she thought she had tricked me, pulled one over on me, but she prefaced it with, you know, guess how much this is worth. So we got B3D 13, which is this one here, Salt Lake City Olympic pin, right. Get focused a little better right there. And for that one, $9.99 free shipping. And then the next one, B3D 11. Yes, this one here, also Salt Lake City Delta pin. And for that one, $12.99 free shipping. And then let's see what this last one looks like. Oh, easy to find. It's in B3D 12. It is this one. Again, a Delta pin. This one has like a stopwatch on it. Delta Salt Lake City Olympics pin. Very cool. Because those are free shippers and I will combine them, I make bonus money, because saving money means you make more money. And those sales right there pay for the shipping on this mystery box I got from Mikhail. So right there, those 3 items out of that whole box, I unfortunately couldn't do a unboxing because we needed the inventory to list. I'm never going to complain about that, because I think Jen's been on a kick. Normally she's, you know, there's a certain point where, you know, she gets that 15 listings or so and kind of wanes off, but she's just been on a tear. So I'm never gonna step in front of that freight train. But yeah, paid for the whole box right there with those 3 little items. I don't even know what was in that box. No clue. I've scrolled through a couple times into our new active listings to kind of have an idea of what's out there, but I didn't open it. I didn't look through it. No clue. Next thing up, C3A. Speaking of Winter Olympics, 1998 Nagano B3A. Nagano, right? It's in Japan. Did I say B3A? No. C3A. Man, I got to get my life together. C3A. Here we go. Tucked in here. C3A. Nagano, Japan, 1998 Winter Olympics. Little skate pins, not skis. It's kind of neat. Winter Olympic things sold. Next thing that sold is Winter Olympics. Completely different buyer, completely different part of the country. Speaking of parts of the country, this item right here is actually going to a place in Texas that my dad is currently on vacation in. And not a big city, a very small city. So just pretty funny. I'm going to message him and say, hey, do you happen to know this person? He's at a church camp. So does this person happen to go to the church camp? Let me know. It would be the weirdest thing ever. But $8.99 free shipping for those ones. And last thing going out today, D5 is vintage Peanuts window clings for Easter. Peanuts Easter. I almost got hit in the head with a bat. Holy cow. I'm not kidding, but it's a plastic bag. I would have survived. But yes, it is. I can pull it out. It doesn't get shipped in this anyway. It is a Peanuts vintage window cling for Easter. I paid 25 cents for this, 50 cents for this, maybe even free. Who knows? But that, I got $13.49 free shipping. And how I'll ship that is one of 2 options. I'll either take something like this that is not a priority box and do just how I had it stored. But if I can roll, why am I putting this back? This is just an empty piece of cardboard. It's been one of those weeks. Or if I can roll it without, let's see how easy it, you know what, that'll roll pretty good. So I just mentioned the other day how these are very useful. It might, it's just almost wide enough. I would have to use a second one, or I would have to cap it or something, which isn't a big deal because I think I have one right here. If this fits in here, just from random stuff I've saved, maybe something like that. But if I have a couple scraps of cardboard, that's probably the easier way because that weighs nothing. So as long as I keep the box under 6 ounces or 7 ounces, it won't change the shipping too much, so that'll be okay. Either way, that's the 2 options for this. And we listed some pennants. I had said I'd avoid them because it's like so many other categories where there is the very most of them are worthless. But you'll see they're already pre-rolled up. That's because that is exactly how I'm going to ship those, is roll tucked into one of these that I've been saving. I almost throw them away all the time or recycle them because it'll build up and build up and build up for, you know, a few months where I don't use one. I'm like, okay, well, I don't need all of these. And then all of a sudden I'll need them for like 4 days in a row. So I just got to take them out to storage, I think is what has to happen, or at least some of them out to storage. Well, that's going to be all for this one. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, go ahead and give it a thumbs down. Subscribe, share, and be good to each other.